I want to start with a number that should stop every single one of us in our tracks. By 2025, 1.1 billion women around the world will be living in menopause. Let that sink in. And here's the part that really gets me. If a woman is lucky enough to live a long life, she will spend 40% of it in menopause. Almost half her life. And yet, when it comes to real answers, real support, real understanding of what's happening inside her body during that time, we've got nothing. Silence. A giant question mark, where guidance should be. For 25 years, I have sat across from women in my clinic. I've listened to their stories, I've heard them cry, I've walked grocery store aisles with them, teaching them how to actually read a label instead of trusting the marketing on the front of the box. I've built meal plans by hand. I've helped women detox their bodies and their lives. And after all of that, I have to say something that might make you angry, because it makes me angry. Our healthcare system has completely failed women in menopause. About 10 years ago, I made a decision. I couldn't keep this inside the four walls of my clinic anymore. I had to take it out into the world, because what I was seeing was so much bigger than hot flashes and stubborn belly fat. Women were coming to me in the grip of anxiety they couldn't explain, depression that seemed to arrive out of nowhere, irritability that scared them, a loss of joy they used to feel so easily, brain fog so thick they couldn't hold a thought or finish a sentence, and nobody, not one doctor, was giving them an answer. So I decided to build one myself. I brought together a team of researchers and told them, go dig through the science. Go through PubMed. Bring me everything we know about what's actually happening in the menopausal body, and bring me real, lifestyle-based solutions. What we found changed the way I think about menopause forever, and I promise you, it's about to change the way you think about it too. We are not just losing 2 hormones. We're not just losing estrogen and progesterone. We are losing 10 neurochemicals. 10. Dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, glutamate, GABA, oxytocin, BDNF. Why? Because estrogen is the precursor, the building block, for serotonin, dopamine, acetylcholine, and glutamate. And progesterone is the precursor for GABA. So when those 2 hormones start packing their bags and heading out the door, they're not leaving alone, they're taking a whole chemical support system with them. I call this your neurochemical armor. Picture this. At 40, you're flying through life fully armored. You've got your neurochemicals intact, your resilience is high, and life feels manageable. By 50, that armor has worn thin, and suddenly your husband breathing next to you in bed feels like nails on a chalkboard. Someone gives you one wrong look and you're undone. That's not you being too sensitive. That is a neurochemical reality. You are not the same woman you were at 35, or 45, or even last year. You think differently. You react differently. You handle stress differently. And you deserve to understand why, not just be told to push through it. Here's the good news. My team found over 20 lifestyle strategies that can help rebuild that armor. Let me walk you through the biggest ones. First, fasting. Most people think of fasting purely as a weight loss tool, but I need you to stay with me here, because this is about your mental health too. When your body enters a fasted state and starts producing ketones, you increase BDNF, you upregulate serotonin, you improve neuroplasticity, and you get a beautiful dose of GABA. So while estradiol is exiting your body, fasting becomes a way to call in reinforcements from your other neurochemical systems. This is why I am so passionate about every woman over 40 building a fasting lifestyle. Not to shrink your body, but to rebuild your brain. Second, exercise, but not the way you used to do it. HIIT training, where your heart rate spikes and drops, improves neuroplasticity and boosts serotonin in as little as 15 minutes. Lifting weights breaks down muscle tissue, which creates a metabolite that travels straight to your brain and stimulates BDNF. So the workouts that once existed to shrink your waistline at 35 need a new purpose at 45, protecting your brain. And here's something beautiful. Just 10 minutes of outdoor aerobic activity gives you a dose of oxytocin. Do it in natural sunlight without sunglasses, and you're stimulating serotonin receptors right there in your eyes. Scan the horizon left to right while you move, and you are literally telling your ancient brain, there is no predator here, you are safe. 10 minutes. That's all it takes to calm the fire inside a menopausal brain. Add in yoga and slow, intentional movement, and you can shift your body out of constant fight or flight and into a state of real calm, if you'll actually let yourself do it. Third, your breath. This one is free, it's simple, and the science behind it is real. Try 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale slowly through your mouth for 8. That single pattern helps your body produce GABA. So when progesterone says, I'm out, you can respond with, no problem, I'll make my own. And then there's something almost miraculous, hyperbaric oxygen therapy. When you lie in one of those chambers, you're not just relaxing, you're delivering compressed oxygen directly to the neurons in your brain that estradiol used to activate. The same neurons responsible for focus and clarity that estrogen no longer reaches on its own. If you've been watching and thinking, this is a lot, how do I actually put it all together? That's exactly why I built my free fasting lifestyle course. It's my gift to you. The link is right below. Go get it. And finally, the piece I think we neglect the most: connection and community. Something as small as smiling at a stranger releases oxytocin in both of you. When women gather, support each other, and lift each other up, every single neurochemical I mentioned gets a boost, backed by real science. I've become fascinated lately with the women of Okinawa. I dream about visiting them one day. They practice something called a moai, a circle of women who share everything: resources, knowledge, homes, meals, love, laughter, and grief. Their community carries the weight together. Here in the Western world, we do the opposite. We isolate. We argue over HRT versus Brit instead of holding each other. We suffer quietly and alone. So here is my call to you today. Let's build our own moai. Let's come together, even as strangers. Because in a healthcare system that has left women behind, we cannot afford to leave each other behind too.